see a lot of these letters coming through like this, and it says, I am a bipolar 2 with borderline personality disorder, combined ADHD. And I think, didn't I read this, the last one? This sure sounds familiar. Matter of fact, I'm sure I did. Because here we got into the bone herniations, bone spurs, sciatica, nerve pain, things like that. So again, we're seeing the effect of things. Whenever you see symptoms, you're seeing the effect. And you're always going to then follow that up with what's causing that. So if you use the voodoo, the illusion called diseases, then it's easy for you to go, no, that's a disease. So then you're safe because now you don't have to explain what's causing it. Go just ask a medical doctor any question of why you have a symptom, and 9 out of 10, there's some great medical doctors coming up, but they're generally younger, more awake, more aware. Parents were more awake, more aware. But you can't seem, and if you get too many whys in front of your medical doctor, what happens? You piss them off. Then they get mad and they kick you out, or they go out of their room and whatever, because they can't answer the why question. If you can't answer the why, just simply say, I don't know. You don't have to pop an attitude. But they do. And it's just one of those things, you know. A lot of people have lost their medical doctors because they're asking too many questions. So it's really easy just to lump everything in autoimmune or everything in a category that says, I don't know what the hell causing it, but, you know, I can treat it. And you see what happens when you treat things. And this is true in the natural health field. That's why you look at our field and we're disjointed all over the place too. Someone's giving vitamin C, someone's giving urine therapy, someone's giving stool implantation, someone's eating or drinking turpentine, and blah, 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 blah. All those things are ridiculous. And not the way to get health and robust health. But we live in that world of academic treatment, separation, isolation, that sort of thing. It hasn't anything to do with spirituality. Creation is the individualization of the one, and then party time, baby, play, hurt, kill, love, whatever. Duality exists everywhere. So as much love as you can generate, you have as much hate following it. That's why you can't generate a pseudo emotion called love. When you pull back and let go of the individualization of creation, and you pull back in the present moment, there's a joy that's been called nirvana, ecstasy. There's a joy that comes to you that is, there's no description to it. And it lies in a word called freedom. And that's the premise of why the United States was formed, is under that word freedom. We fought to get that. Now we got a party that lied themselves in there, corrupted themselves in there, and now they want to take that freedom away. So you know the war's coming. I mean, you know, we have too many people that fought for freedom, and that's the thing on this planet. This planet's full of symbols. So you got symbols everywhere. And the United States is a symbol. And you see even our own voted in legislators, like the OAC and all those nutcases. These guys have no idea of reality and what it took to get in creation this level where one can begin to articulate some spirituality. You know, the humans suffer greatly from a lack of spirituality. We have religions out the butt, but we lack spirituality because religions keep teaching creationism. Well, there's no, you know, you have happiness and joy, but you have sadness and pain. So you have duality, and the closer you get to the equal parts of positive and negative, the more you don't like it. 1 minute a good experience, the next one a bad. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Oh, Lord, imagine. So when you look at these things, sometimes you understand why things are kind of the way they are. So this individual, now one thing you're going to see, and I've said this a long time, a lot of higher beings are being birthed into this plane. And so you've got your children at a very higher level. They're not going to, I've said this before, they're not going to do well with the current educational system. And look what happened in America. It's falling apart. They want to teach crap in there. They want to teach lies. They want to teach separatism. They want to teach racism. They want to teach all these things that we've been trying to work out of. And it's funny. It's like that's all falling apart because it has to. You no longer can have corruption in these things. We have to clean corruption out of everywhere and just learn truth, teach truth, as much truth as we know of. And there's a lot of forensic geologists and things that have learned a lot about the truth of the past that we don't listen to. But these higher beings are in bodies that have adrenals, because remember, the adrenals are your emotions. That's your kind of your little spiritual kick there. Very difficult for a emotionless person to experience God because they're too heavy in their mind. And the mind is the big boy here in creation. It is the joker. It is the monkey. It will fool you. It'll lie to you. And it's your own individualized mind. It's not yours. It's the one you got coming in. But you keep feeding it and training it. And that's the thing. You got to realize you're the one training and feeding your bodies all the information. So it's all stored there if you want to play in those realms. So the herniation, all this, obviously, and I know I've done this one before because I remember reading it, but it obviously parathyroid is a big issue here. Also the adrenals, your bipolar. So you got your emotional side, your breathing side, your autonomic side. That's the autonomic nervous system. And then you have your depression. You're like, who am I anyway? The importance of this, guys, you got to realize this. The importance of this is to get rid of your individualized self. You don't realize a lot of you are a lot more spiritually aware than you know. And it's not going to take much to get you all to open up and go, wow, oh, wow. So that's the exciting thing about it. So when you're into these levels, you have to use those as springboards. Use whatever you're going through as a springboard into the now and into yourself, because you're the only thing that's important to your experience and your journey. You might love someone and something very much and all these things, but you are the one that has to live through everything. You have to live through the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're the one that has to put up with all of this and everything you create. And that's another thing that we have to realize, is that everything you're experiencing, you've created it. You have set your world up to bring these experiences to you. And that's important that you realize that. And if you don't like what's coming to you, change what you're putting out. A lot of people are putting out some nasty attitudes and stuff and don't even realize it. They're good people. They just don't realize they're trapped in some of these things, Because when it all breaks down and you get rid of your bodies, who are you anyway? You get rid of your physical body, who are you? You still got an emotional component and a mental component. You get rid of your emotions and your mental body. Let's say you get rid of all your bodies that limit you. Who are you now? So it's vital that you get to that point, because at this point in creation and at this level what's going on, it's going to strip a lot of you of all your preconceived ideas of what things should be. And you just have to live and face it as things come to you. And that's important, because it's cleaning itself, it's building itself, it's expanding itself. And this is how it has to do it. So it might be ugly what you see, but in the final analysis, it'll all come out. But remember, cause and effect. Everything you see is cause and effect. Every symptom you have in your body, cause and effect. This bullcrap idea that there's something flying around and that all the microbes of the world are after you and that God created a bad place and you're this heavenly being walking around in all the things that make you sick. So we know parathyroid. Now, do we know pituitary? I have no one. No, I already did this one. I already did this one, because remember, bro, you certainly got me, and you certainly got all of our attention. So you're not alone. Plus, as much of the alone state that you can get into. Who are you? And are you really alone? I mean, you can go as deep as you want to travel in this. I don't know if it's fit for this video. Hi, I am trying to